Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me right here on Media Ministry Monday. And it is a part of Jessica Grace Live. I am your host, Jessica Grace, and it's a brand new season. So many great things are on the horizon. I have so many friends that are going to be joining me this season of the show. I have some special spotlights, business spotlights from different business owners who will be featured on the show. So you guys are in for a treat. And I really, really, really appreciate you for tuning in. So go ahead right now and tag someone, especially someone who works in media ministry. So you may be asking me, what exactly does that mean? Well, I'm saying if they work for your church's media department, they work on the media team, they work in the media ministry, all kinds of names there. Or even in a paraministry. What's a paraministry? A paraministry is when you have maybe just someone who has an outreach ministry. They're an evangelist. They are someone who just has their own organization where they go out and spread the gospel. Either way, if you are working in the media arena and you are a Christian, you're a believer, this episode is for you. Media Ministry Mondays is all about equipping media teams, media team members with tools and resources to do what you do with a high level of excellence. And so I'm excited because I've been bringing on different friends. If you have not already, go and check out my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Jessica Grace W. And you can go there and you can see the different episodes we've already done. I've taught on using AI. I've met with a graphic designer, and he shared some tips on how to create graphics and photos and all kinds of things for your media department. So it's happening right here. We are doing it. So I want you to be a part. I'm super excited about today's episode. We have a very special guest. I consider this person to be a media mentor of mine. He's been so influential in my career. And so we're going to be bringing him on shortly. His name is Brother Steve. We call him Brother Steve in church. And he's a veteran, y'all, in television, film, radio, all things media. He has done it, even as it relates to business. He has done exceptionally well in his career in broadcasting and multimedia production. So we're getting ready to bring him on. And I have more news for you in a little bit. So make sure you stay tuned. But right now, let's go ahead and bring on our very special guest. Let me add him here. Hello, Brother Steve. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's good to see you.
Well, it's good to be seen and not
Not
viewed.
viewed. I know that's right. I said that one time to my former pastor, Bishop Hawkins, and he was like, "Girl, you are too old to be saying, too young to be saying that."
To be saying that.
Yes. So, how's it going? What's going on with you? Tell the audience a little bit about yourself before we get into some hot tips and advice for those serving on media teams.
Well, let me adjust my camera here. Brother Steve Harris from Hollywood, California. I'm celebrating, I think, 40 years in the entertainment industry. You've probably seen my work on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox Television Network, Disney, uh, multiple media and television cable networks around the world. I've worked with many gospel artists. I work with several mega church pastors. I have a passion for small church pastors as well. I've worked with Michael Jackson. I've worked with Whitney Houston. I worked with Prince. Some past dear colleagues of mine, friends with Stevie Wonder, Denzel. So the list just goes on. We like to be a light here in Hollywood, California, to let people know that Jesus is still the reason, not just for the season, but for your life. And we're just grateful for the opportunity to serve and to share what I know to other people as well. And we're very grateful for that opportunity.
I love that. So, you've done so many things in the time span of your career. You've already mentioned, but you've even worked with different live recordings. I mean, come on and share with us a little. Yes, 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 yes. Some top names in even the gospel music industry. So, share some of the recordings that you have worked on and produced and directed.
I've done several recordings for a lot of gospel artists. Some of the ones that come to my mind immediately is the late great Bishop Norman Hutchins. I produced all of his, I think 99% of all his live recordings and videos for his musical career. Directed them, I produced them. With the live television truck. I've worked with Dr. Judy McAllister. I've worked with Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole for many, many years. A lot of the things that you see Dorinda doing today is things that Dorinda and I created together. Uh, and the list goes on. I said the list goes on. A plethora of videos, multimedia productions. I would say close to over 8,000 multimedia productions and video presentations, and radio as well, syndicated radio across the country as well, and working on some great new things, and we're really excited. But the whole thing is, and I share my platform is why my main goal is to make Jesus famous. Use my platform to make Jesus famous, and that's what we're doing. And I'm just so proud of you. I just look at a picture of you, and I was talking to your brother earlier today, and he was
Yes.
the replay, and we're just so proud of the excellence that you have done and the wonderful things that you have going on. So
Mm.
we're very, very grateful while we're broadcasting live right now. But we're grateful for things that you have done in your career, and we are really, really, really grateful for the opportunity just to be here, just to help out people in churches where we are.
That's right. I'm so grateful for you. And, just thinking about how much of a blessing you've been to my family, my mother and my brother when he moved out there to LA, and just the whole fact of you making sure to look out for him at the church there in West Angeles and just in the city and connecting him. You've been a great, great friend to our family. So thank you for that. As it relates to your career and your journey, what inspired you to get into broadcasting?
The Lord, if I knew that question a little bit earlier, I would have pulled out something we have in the vault. And you're doing awesome. I don't ask for questions in advance, but the reason why I said that, the Lord showed me this when I was like 9 years old, and He just showed me about what to do and how to do. And I have proof of that. At the age of 9 years old, I used to carry a notebook. Well, first of all, I spent half my life in a wheelchair, had breathing problems and seizures, going through many challenges. I'm the first person to have my type of surgery done on me in America, the first person in America to have this type of surgery done on my legs. So if you see me walking today, you probably never know it, but that's part of my story and my
Mm.
testimony. But at 9 years old, the Lord showed me this is what you're going to do. You're going to do broadcasting. You're going to do television. So what I had a green notebook I would carry around, and I would doodle in that notebook. I would doodle little things in that notebook. I would draw what was in my head. I would draw figures. I would draw TV show layouts. I would watch Mary Tyler Moore show. I would watch Sanford and Son.
Mm.
Classic Good Time. I will watch these shows. The Carol Burnett show, my favorite show on Saturday nights on CBS. And to go to the stage where they shot those shows at now here in Hollywood, and knowing that I don't live too far from where they did the Brady Bunch. Shirley Temple's house is 6 minutes from my house. So to be able to see all this stuff and live it as a child, and now to be here in Hollywood to experience, it's just a joy and a blessing. So I would take this notebook and draw on a piece of notebook paper what was in my head. TV,
Mm.
remote truck, not knowing what I was doing. And I carried that notebook to like I was, older, like seven, I was like 10, 11, 12, had that notebook. To this day,
Yeah.
the notebook is still with me here in my studio. I still have that physical, actual notebook. But when I came to Hollywood in 1990, my first job was on the Image Awards for NBC. And they had the script out one day, and I said, "Can I look at that script?" And they said, "Sure." I said, "Okay, well, huh." And I started going through this script, and I started turning the pages, and I opened up to this one page, and it was a floor plan of the actual show. I said, "Oh, I've
Mm.
seen this somewhere before." Now I just got here in 1990. I just got to Hollywood. I was like, "I've seen this somewhere. This is unique. This is different." I said, "Okay, well, oh well." So I said, can I take a copy of this script home? I said, sure, you can have it, Steve. You work here on the show, so you can take a script home. I want to study it. And I came home and I sat it down in my desk at my apartment back then. And the Lord showed me, He says, go get that green notebook. And I went and got that green notebook out and I opened it up and then I opened up the script and image awards. I said, oh my gosh. And I had a moment that what I drew 20 something years ago as a child at 9 years old was the exact replica of the layout for the NAACP Image Awards at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium. The exact TV show layout for NBC, they were identical. So I
Mm.
have a photo of them side by side, and they were actually what I drew. And the Lord showed me, this is what you are called to do. This is what I called you to do, and this is your gift, and this is your ministry. And I knew then, even more so, this is what I'm doing. So I was that kid doing radio in junior high school, doing radio in grammar school. I was the one who was making the announcement. Ding, ding, ding. This is WRW Radio. Recess is outside today, and tomorrow's going to be partly a chance of rain tomorrow, and it's going to be really hot and warm for the rest of the week. And for lunch today is Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes. Boom, boom, boom. I'm Brother Steve, and that's your morning announcement. And I was the morning announcer for the school at fifth and sixth grade. I was the kid making announcements. Sometimes I'd be in my wheelchair and they would roll me to the principal's office. And I had the microphone there and I had a little control button. Said, doom, doom, doom. I had a little chime and I was there radio. Then I worked my way up to junior high school. And then at the high school, I would DJ during the lunch period and have music playing. So this is this is WHHS radio. And I was the announcer playing music while all the students was downstairs eating in the cafeteria. I had music piping through the speakers. And then I
Wow.
went from there into college radio. And in the early 1984, I graduated from high school and went to college radio and got to the radio station. And when I got there, I went to the station. I wrote a letter. Hey, I do radio in high school. I want to do radio here. And the program director had a phone call with me. He said, Steve, meet me at the station. I got your letter. Meet me at the station tonight around 9:15. We'll talk. And we'll see if you're qualified. So I went to
Mm.
9:15, no show. 9:30, no show. It was John Jackson, no show. 9:45, no show. At 10 minutes to 10, the phone rings in the lobby, and the DJ walks outside, and she comes back in the lobby area, and she said, no, the hotline rang in the control room, and she comes in the lobby. She says, are you Brother Steve? I said, yes. She says, a phone call for you. She said, I just got here to call. Who knows I'm here? And the guy, she says, come take this call. So I walked in the control room. I said, hello? He said, hey, Brother Steve, you there? I said, yeah. He said, sorry, man. Something came up. I can't make it tonight. But you see the control room? I said, yeah. He said, great. You know how to work that board, right? I said, yeah, I did radio in Cleveland on a what's the station in Cleveland? I can't remember right now. But I did radio in Cleveland. He said, great. Same board. You got it. Figure it out. I'll be at home listening. We'll talk later on this week. You go on tonight. I said, hey, hey, where's the music? He says, on the side. You see the cards. You see the records on the bottom shelf. Play that music. I'll be listening. I said, well, wait, one question. He said, what? I said, what time do I go off? He said, to 2 a.m. 2 a.m.? He said, yes. He said, okay, you take care of yourself. Click, he hung up the phone. And then at 10 o'clock, I came on playing urban music. And I was like, all right, here we are. And I got that experience working at WSUM Radio in Cleveland for Christian radio. And I came on playing urban music that night on the spot. And he said, you want to get tomorrow night. And that's when I started college
Mm.
radio and took it from where it was to the next semester. I became the program director and I took over his
Mm. So
position. And
you just jumped in. You were just ready. It sounds so similar to my story. I
yeah,
mean, everything. I was active in broadcasting in school, in high school, then in, college or before college and then into college, just really active and starting in radio. So I'm just so grateful to have had you as one of my mentors as well. And I see that our numbers are climbing. I'm so excited. You guys, please, please, please continue sharing, continue tagging someone, anyone who is interested in growing their media platform, their brand through media, especially believers, because we are here today to empower those of us who serve on media teams for a ministry. So, your church or an outreach ministry, we're here to give you the tools, the tips, and the resources that you need. So, keep sharing, keep tagging. Okay, so let's get into it. A lot of technology has changed today, and I am kind of bittersweet about it because I think about our control room at my home church, Temple of Deliverance, and just how, nostalgic it is when you go in there, and it's just amazing. But now there is so much digital, everything's digital now. There's so many changes. And so what do you have to say about just this new way of creating content and broadcasting and producing? What do you have to say about where we are today when it comes to multimedia production?
I'm going to use a line that I used in college, and it's this simple line: if you're not on the way, you in the way.
Woo.
AI is not going anywhere. It's here. Bottom line, it's here. There's no like I forget it. I'm not doing AI. Well, I said that too about a year and a half ago. Now I got an AI company. It's here. It's what it is. It's the wave of the future, and it's the wave of right now. So you've got to adjust. Prior to the pandemic, preachers were saying, "Oh, Facebook is of the devil. You don't need to be on no Facebook." And then
Mm.
when the pandemic hit, hi, would you join us on Sunday morning on Facebook? Watch our page. We would love to have you. So it's like, you can't beat this thing. You got to make it happen. And it's like you have to upgrade equipment. I'm in the process of
Mm.
upgrading my studio here in Hollywood, making a lot of changes, new screens, new this, new that, and it's costly. But you got to do what you got to do, because when we got to the point where I went on to one of my browsers to search for something, and it said, "I'm sorry, your computer's out of date." I've had this computer 8 years. Well, I'm sorry, you can't go. So I had to upgrade. So you got to get with society. You got to get with the technology. You got to seek out a great place to go to would be the NAB convention. It's called the National Association of Broadcasters. Takes place every year in Las Vegas. You get all the new technology, all the new equipment, all the big boys are there. Sony is there, Hitachi is there. Everybody's there. Adobe is there. So you get to see all the new technology, all the new equipment that's coming out, stuff that's already out, going to come out, stuff that's coming out 10 years from now. You get to see it. So you want to be able to tap into that. Different organizations and national organizations as well to get information, technology. You can also join my email list. I give you my phone number, 888-998-GOSPEL, 888-998-4677. I give you some insight, tips, and information as well to get you what you need to know. It's about having your studios and your equipment up to date. Now,
Right.
rented a lot of stuff.
Mm.
In the industry for 40 some years, I just got my first video camera maybe about 6 years ago. My first video camera that I can tape stuff myself, my own camera to do video shoots. I never used it because I would always hire professional TV crews like the ones I use from the networks, because the equipment technology changes so fast. You got to have the budget. So when you buy in advance, buy knowing, okay, in 3 years from now, I can still use this computer. I can still use this camera. You can buy a camera deck, but the lens will cost you
Mhm.
$10,000. So you got to be
Wow.
prepared to do stuff like that. Get equipment that it's not going to make your church look grainy. It's not going to make you look blurry. You want to be able to see, because it's about using technology. I was in a phone session with one of the great mega producers of our time, Buster, and from Buster and Shivani.
Buster Rhymes. Wait.
No, not Buster Rhymes. We weren't doing no. I do know him too. But we're in a technology, and he was sharing with me what media and how it operates and how God uses the media to get his message across. Another mentor of mine was saying, Steve, when the rapture comes, people are going to look up. He said, when something happens in the sky, what do people do? They look up. So God uses the airwaves for people to do what? Look up. When you see fireworks, you look up. When you see the rocket from space during land, you look up. So God uses that technology to get people to look up at the sky. You're not looking down, oh, the rocket's landing, what's going on the floor. No, you always look up to see what's coming in over your head so you can be connected with media and technology.
I love that. That is so good. So many good tips already. Don't be afraid to rent equipment, good quality equipment. Go to conferences that can equip you and empower you, such as the National Association of Broadcasters and the new Church Media Team Solutions program developed by yours truly. I'm going to share more about that later. But I want to talk to the media teams now, those volunteers who don't really have a whole lot of experience, but they have a heart for the ministry and they want to help the church. I guess what are some foundational nuggets that you have to share with those who, they know how to work a phone, they know how to work, a little bit, but they kind of need some encouragement or some tips to really kind of stay on the right track and what they're doing in their ministry.
Your service and your time to God's work, you will never lose.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again. Your time and your service to God's work, you will never lose. I still do work with Bishop Charles E. Blake, presiding Bishop Emeritus of the Church of God in Christ. I am one of the co-founders of the media television division. Now, they had tapes and cassettes before I got there, but video for television, I'm one of the co-founders. It was three of us: Ed Horton, Granville Emerson, and myself. And I came there like, well, where the cameras at? Said, we ain't got no camera. I said, you cannot have a church this size and I have television cameras in here. Well, we got one of the deacons. He uses VHS machine. He makes VHS tapes and then he takes them home and dubs them and people buy them from. I said, we got to have TV cameras. So we created the media and television ministry, not the audio division, but the media with the tapes and videos is that well. I work with that as one of the founders. And then I started working with Bishop closely as an armor bearer and an adjutant. I've worked with West Angeles Church of God in Christ in our media department and also with Bishop as a volunteer.
Wow.
100% volunteer, was not paid a dime. Why? Because I believe in the word that says, Lord, if you take care of my house, I know you're going to take care of my house. I'm going to take care of your house. I'm going to take care of your house, and I know you take care of my house. That's my interpretation of that. To ask God, I'm going to do all I can. Favor will get you where your money cannot buy you.
Mm-hmm.
Favor will get you. God does not forget you. People be seeing stuff going on. They're like, I need to do this. I need to help this. God don't need your help. He don't need you to step in and be the helper. He don't need you to be like, well, let me ask Jessica and see what she thinks. No. Before Jessica was born, God was already doing it. He knows what he's doing. He knows how he's doing it. He knows what to do, how to do, and when to do. So what you do is you keep yourself tuned in. You keep yourself focused on one thing. I'm doing this for the kingdom. If one person gets saved, if one person says my life has changed, if one person says, you know what, this works for me, guess what? They came to the Lord because of your service and your work. Souls have come to Christ. To this day, when I watch the streaming at West Angeles, I watch streaming at other churches I've worked with to help them get their things and their business set up. I'm grateful because if somebody gets saved, that means I did my part to bring another soul into the kingdom. Never, ever feel bad about volunteering. Donate your time. It does not work. Your service will do you more further down the road than your money. Okay? Volunteering and God's favor is more than what they can buy you. Point an example. I went to the light company one day, to one of my one of my utilities company to pay a bill, and they said, "Okay, Steve, oh Lord, the computer just went on the glitch. It just went on the glitch, and we can't get the account back up. So we'll give you 2-3 more weeks, but we gotta get this fixed." Okay, that was favor because I came to pay the bill, but the computer had a glitch, bought me some more time so I can bring more money. You follow what I'm saying? But that was God's favor. He let the glitch happen right when I came to the counter to give me more time to keep the stuff up, working, and rolling. So favor, that money I sold into that can help with the church, can help with the tithing, can help with the offering, to help give back to others. So God's message and his word will come across. God is the best PR agent there is. He likes to get the glory. He likes to get the press. He likes to get PR for what he does. And you give him that PR, he's going to take care of you.
Oh, that's so good. That is so good. You guys, listen, this is the perfect time to ask your questions. We have a very experienced broadcasting professional, award winning on with us. If you have a question, I know some of you text and said that you were bringing your media team on. So I want to see those questions in the comments. If you don't have a question, just tell us where you're watching from. What's the name of your city and state and your ministry? I want to follow you guys and see what you're doing. I
I
got,
see my cousin's on in Chicago. She's a media person.
oh,
Monica Chantel, that's my cousin in Chicago, and she's on as well. So we thank God for her. And thank you for watching.
awesome.
Superintendent Carl Fisher, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support as well.
Wonderful. And I believe Pastor Redante Ashford is on. Pastor Ashford, if you are on, put a comment in the chat so we can give you a shout out. He texted or commented rather on the promo. And Lady Claudette Pass is on from Memphis, Tennessee. Bishop Albert Pass's wife, my mother, from Holly. Their church is in Holly Springs, Mississippi. And this is good because, to be honest, Brother Steve, sometimes your media team is your family. Sometimes your media department is your nephew, your little cousin, your spouse, your sibling. They're all trying to help make the ministry come together. So, what does that look like? I mean, as far as the relationship dynamic as well.
What is important is that the media director and the music ministry director all have to be in sync with the pastor. If
Mm,
your vision is out of sync, well, Pastor, we need HD. Well, I'm not really ready for HD, or the Lord's not showing me HD. Oh, Pastor, you need to get the program. You need HD, and we need to have giant video screens and walls behind it. Am I going to church, or am I going to a
true.
concert? Am I going to a light show? Am I going to a laser effect show? I'm going to church, and
Mm,
that's not what I want. I may not want the video wall right now. I may not want a video wall behind the pews. You can just look at your pews, look at the monitor. No, I don't want that. I want to have one video wall, for the announcers to be seen, a background for me, and monitors for people can see up at top, see the camera. That's what I want. Well, I don't see you're not getting it. Well, guess what? You go get it down the street. God bless you for your time and your service, because the media minister has to be in sync with the brand and the vision of the leader. If you're out of sync, it's not going to work. Because at the end of the day, Ms. Shalana, thank you so much for joining us. At the end of the day, it's about one thing. God's work is to go forth, and God is using the vision of that leader to make it go forward. You're just a conduit. So you can't be out of sync saying, well, this is what we ought to do. No. If the music, if the preacher preaches a very powerful sermon, and it's very heart wrenching. And then when he sits down, the minister of music gets up and said, "Believe I testify." While I
well, I have a
wait a minute, that's not the song right now. It's Lord lift us up, and let me stand. My faith on it. Just you need to be in sync with the ministry, with the preacher. So it's very important because that's the brand. They're not going to see the preacher all the time, but they're going to see the brand of the ministry, the colors, the audio, your posters, your flyers. You should not look like a fugitive on a pancake box when they see your little flyers. All that's important. All that has to be in uniform and all synced and in order.
Ooh, this is so good to me. And I don't know if it's just because this is what I love to do, but it's so good. It's so delicious. And it's really good because I love this part about being in agreement, basically. Like everybody has to be on the same page. It's not about your vision. It's about where the vision of the leader is for that house. And I think it's important that you shared this because, to be honest, a lot of volunteers or paid staff, they get frustrated, especially when they don't feel heard. Sometimes you can feel like you have a great idea for a ministry, but it seems like a blockage with trying to get them to see that, hey, this is a better way. This is something that you may not know how to do, you may not have seen before, but it will work. What are your thoughts on the best way to present your ideas to leadership to get them to buy in to what you're suggesting?
I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it that way. I'm going to go on a different route. Um, there's a very predominant world leader that I've worked with, and he wasn't really into the whole media ministry thing. He wasn't into the TV cameras. So I said, "Well, Pastor, you may want to give this a thought." Okay, I have to walk away because you can't force a leader to do what God's not telling him to do. That's what you
Mm.
just saw something on TV or on Bookface, or what's that thing called Facebook. You saw something on YouTube, and you think, but and I tell people, I told a pastor that I'm getting ready to do a television show for a pastor here in LA, and I told him, I said, this is a working title, working title. Now
Mhm.
you go pray about it, and the title that God gives you will be the new title. He said,
Mhm.
well, thank you for that, Steve, because that's how it operates. If a pastor's not ready and he's not taking your idea and your suggestion, number two, write it down. And number three, speak it in his terms. One of my best friends would say stuff to me and they go right over my head. So they said, okay, let me talk in Steve's terms. Steve, you had three microphones, two speakers, and a sound system, and they couldn't hear you. You plug in the microphone somewhere else and you turn the volume up. Oh, yeah, you're right. So that's the same thing I mean to this. Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? They had to break it down to terms. So if you go to your pastor and say, Pastor, here's the deal. We've got 200 people in church on Sunday morning with us. There's 900 in our surrounding communities. Out of that 900, if each one gives $2, that's $1,800 we bring in an additional offering to the offering pan and the opportunity for those people in the surrounding community to get in their cars and come to this physical location to add to the 200 that'll get us 300.
Mm.
He'll say, let's begin. Because you came off of him and said, Pastor, we need to advertise on television. We need to do some spots on radio. Well, the
Mhm.
first thing Pastor sees is the number, the budget, how much is going to cost me, and what's my ROI, what's my return on my investment. But if you go at it the other way, Pastor, we've got 200 sitting here right now. I don't know of a pastor in America does not want a full church on Sunday mornings, a full
Mm.
church on Bible studies. You want to pack, you want people standing along the wall. That was West Angeles' problem. People were standing along the walls. We were doing 5 services every Sunday. We had to build. It was not, well, we should just, let's just build another cathedral. No, no, no. We had to build a cathedral to hold the people, the demand, the people coming in. So to help fulfill the demand, you be creative. You go at it through what's called the back door.
Mhm.
In pastor's terms and language, he understands it because he's going to say, how much is it going to cost me? Pastor, if you just do this, this is what your ROI will be. Oh, okay. And a lot of them just want you to see it in writing because as they're studying the Bible, they read stuff in writing and then they'll say, okay, I understand it. What does it take to get us there and to get started? And that's the most famous question. What does it take to get us to get started? And how much time do you need? And be realistic. Don't say, oh, Pastor, we had this place packed out in 30 days. That's not true. They're not coming. Here's a free tip. If you're trying to get the word out about your local church and you have Spectrum Cable, go to your local cable company, contact the sales department, and you can get TV spots on cable television most times, sometimes for under $100. You can run spots and it's through the local, they do what's called in regions and in grids and in sections. So you ever be sitting at home watching cable, you're like, that's the mattress store down the street from my house. That's right. They're not going to run a mattress store commercial somewhere in Temecula or Redondo 30, 40 miles away. It's right here in your neighborhood. That's all strategically done. I've done that before with one of my clients. I put their TV spots on Fox television and they ran their spots. People started showing up at the church. They're very inexpensive to do and make sure the production quality is well done and very, very good. And you'll be surprised at your results. You want to do it strategically in your, I say within like a 50-mile radius. So while
Mhm.
you're getting dressed for Sunday morning, other people are getting dressed, watching TV, not to come to your church, but to get dressed, go to the grocery store, but they may see a spot and say, well, I'm already dressed. Let me check, let me see what they're about. And that's how you draw people into the church.
You know, this is a great segue into marketing because you are so good at that as well. I've reached out to you for tips on several business ideas that I have and programs and projects. So let's talk about that because you have developed email list with several thousands and thousands of subscribers. And this is still, y'all, a part of your media department. This is a part of media ministry because as a media ministry, you are communicating the message of the ministry in all forms. And so you, Dr. Brother Steve Harris, has grown an email list. You have grown a text message list to several thousands of people. What has been some of your key strategies to do that?
You can have the problem churches are having to this day is the problem churches are having to this day is that they are having people uh, come on and they're not reaching the souls for Christ. And that's the problem. That's something that churches need to work on and churches need to do. So you're not reaching souls for Jesus Christ. So the problem is you're doing all that texting and um, trying to get the word out and you're not doing a follow up. So the follow up would be a text message. Follow up
So when
would
people
be
come
an
and
email.
visit, when people come and visit the ministry, then you send them a follow-up text message or a follow-up email to nurture that relationship, which is a business technique anyway. It's
Yeah.
honestly like sales. You have to follow up with that lead and nurture that lead. I see your beautiful mother is watching.
Hey, mom, that's my mama. The show's officially
Yes.
begun. My mom is online. And my mom and my dad gave me my start. My mom would support me in my tape ministry back at home when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old. And my dad bought my first tape recorder, which I still have to this day from Uncle Bill's department store for $99. I took a tape recorder and had two levels on it. And with two microphones I bought from Radio Shack, I would go to churches and set them on two stands, and I would record their services on cassette and then take them at home, put the dog out, and was able to go from there.
Well, I want to just say this for the viewers, you guys, as it relates to exploring SMS, which is text message marketing, as well as email marketing for the ministry, there are tools out there that allow you to do this in bulk ways. So we're not talking about you having to use your personal cell phone. Please don't. You do not have to use your personal email address. Please don't. You want to subscribe to a platform that will allow you to do blast. So bulk SMS, bulk email marketing. And that way you can just upload that database from your church, whatever church management software you use. And, I know my home church uses Shelby. There's so many different ones out now. There's Subsplash. There's all kinds. Even Givelify, you can export your contacts and then you can upload that into a tool like what is that SMS tool that I used to use? SendHub, but they have a new name now. But there's so many tools that you can use to do mass communications to your audience. And that's important even for outside of just nurturing that relationship and checking on them and seeing how they're doing and praying for them or sending them an encouraging note. You can also send announcements, making sure that people are aware of what's going on because everybody's not on social media, right?
That's true. You have people that is not on social media at all. They're
Mm-hmm.
what's called under the radar because they don't want to be on social media. They don't want their name and all their stuff to be up there. So you have to do what's called send them an old letter.
Mm-hmm.
Send them a letter in the mail. Make a phone call. Hey, we missed you at church. We're glad to have you. We want to see you here soon. You go to a church. I visited a church in Denver. And that's when I was dating my wife. And I visited a church in Denver. And to this day, 6 years later, I'm still getting correspondence from them because they stayed. So now I know what they're doing. I know their follow up. I know their programs. I know their special events, all that information. So I do know what it is and how they operate. Um, the follow up is very important because they will come to your church. I went to a church here in Los Angeles, California, and I was working on a show. and I just had my cell phone in my hand, and I was chewing some gum. And then the usher walked over to me and said, "You got to take that gum out your mouth." She put her hand right in my mouth. Is this the 2000? She said, "You need to take that gum out your mouth and hang up that phone." I ain't been back since. And I told one of the pastors, I had a major phone call, and the usher came up to me, usher, I don't know, came up to me and give me that gum out your mouth. I'm like, okay, and mm-mm. So you got to greet people, but like uh, something simple and say, when you come back next Sunday, if you can refrain from chewing, that would be a blessing. Now you just set them up. Come back next Sunday. Okay, I wasn't, but I'll come. And next time, don't chew. Okay. And then we like to hold our phones until after service. Okay, it's a different way to come at, but she was old school, bam, right on me. Okay, no problem. You got to follow with the people, and I'm gonna make a challenge to anybody out there watching. I see Samuel is out there watching. Shanique is out there watching. Yolanda Fleming is out there watching. Caprice Hill is out there. I want to hear from you all because I'm gonna have a personal plea to you all to be a blessing to your churches and ministry out there as well. So if you want to ask a question, ask me a question while I'm still sitting here, and then we'll go from there. You have to follow up with the people that's attending your church because guess what? The reason why churches are where they are today is because they have one thing now. It's called options.
Mm. Oh, that's so true.
They don't have to come to your church no more. They don't
Mm,
have to show up. You can sit up at your house and watch three churches give an offering and be done by 12 noon
mm.
and at the mall. Okay, so they don't not believe our testify. Oh, I see it. Oh, yes, it's 2 o'clock. Now the game is on. No. So when they come, you want to greet them. We're glad to have you here. Here's a visitor's card, and then they want to get a text message. They want to follow up with a text. Hey, we're so glad to see you this Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you next Sunday. Get an email. Hey, just email, let you know what we're doing. We're having an Easter egg hunt. We're having a Christmas program. We're having regular Thursday night service. We're having Sunday. This Sunday's message is so and so. There's a way to follow up with people. I consult for churches. I consult for ministries, and I let people know this is what I do. This is how to do. I guess it's the gift. My father says it's the gift that you have that I can tell a church how to help their ministry in less than 3.5 minutes because you can talk to me about it. I'll say, stop talking. I got it. And it'll come to me to give people what to do and how to do effectively because God will give it to me. They'll tell me, this is what you do. This is what they need. This is what's going on. And that's my gift of what I do.
I love that. I love that. Well, I know that we have people watching who want to do just like I did and find mentorship. They want to find some guidance and a way to get help for what it is that they want to do. And I got something for you, brother Steve. Do you remember this?
Oh my gosh. You went way back. Look at that.
Do you remember?
Wow. And I still got that same laptop I'm on right now. Amazing.
Yes, yes, yes. And, thanks be unto God. You were very welcoming and very encouraging and very open to, my gifts. And you didn't look at me as just this kid who was just camera happy or whatever, but
Yeah,
you
but
were like,
ready.
hey,
You was hair and makeup ready. What is she doing? I mean, come on. You
yes,
ready. All right.
yes. Yes, hair and makeup ready. So you have people out there, whether they're young or older, and they kind of feel a little intimidated, in today's times. Like, how do I go and ask someone to mentor me and to let me get under their wing? What's the best approach to that? Even with connecting with other church media departments that are successful.
You see this in my hand? What's this in my hand?
Your phone.
That's right. What kind of phone is it?
Is that a Galaxy?
No, it is a Galaxy. But what type of phone? What type
A
is it? A house?
smart.
Is it a
It's a
house
mobile
phone?
phone. It's a mobile phone.
It's a mobile phone. I'm gonna give you something that's gonna change your whole mind and your perspective. And if you're listening to me, I want you to type in the comments right now. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. Okay, let me go look at the comments right now, and I'm gonna open it up, and I want you to watch. I want you to see this. If you hear what I'm getting ready to say right now, don't forget to share some stars. Camera struck maybe. All right, that's my mama. Here it is. You ready for this one now? That's a
Mm-hmm.
mobile phone. There are more mobile phones than toilets in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The average house right now has four people in the house, one bathroom. Four people, four phones, one bathroom. Someone told me that about 20 some years ago. He said there's more mobile phones than toilets in the world. So that means you got to reach people with that mobile phone. That's a device, that's a tool. You got to reach people with that tool. You got to reach people around the world with those mobile phones. And those are techniques and things I share when I consult for clients. I reach out to people. People say, "Oh my gosh, I can't afford to have you do so and so." No, no. And Jessica will tell you what my same price is for email blasting. I do it all the time. Everything with me starts, well, most things, but everything starts at $99. It's just nine. You do an e-blast, just call me. I need an e-blast. No problem, Jessica. $99. You still doing $99? We're still doing $99. I've had people call me up and say, "Can you consult? I need some. I need some idea. I need some tips." Okay, we'll work out some. We'll make it because you got to be in the ministry to help somebody. I helped somebody today, and the Lord was a blessing. So you just got to find a way to help people. Open the door and help people. Help people, Caprice. Help people, Yolanda. Help people,
But
Shanique.
what's the appropriate way to ask for help?
I need help.
Can you help?
Can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of a Have you heard of a producer called Reginald Hutland?
I haven't.
Reginald Hutland. Reginald Hutland. He produced the Oscars before. Reginald Hutland was the guy who did all the major, mega documentaries. Reginald Hutland did House Party. Reggie, you remember Eddie Murphy's one of his last big holiday movies was a Candy Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Reginald Hutland. So when you Google Reginald Hutland, so I called him this morning and we sat and talked. We were with Vice President Kamala Harris yesterday, and we were
Mm-hmm.
sitting around talking. I talked to her and took some pictures. Then, but I was talking to Reginald, and I said, "Man, you really blessed me. You really inspired me. You said something to me that really just lit me up." He said, "That's what we got to do, Steve. You've been at this a long time. I've been watching you too." I said, "No, no, 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 no. You my mentor. I'm watching you." He said, "No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching you too." And what I realized what I have to do is just go to people and say, "Can you help me?" I've gone to conferences knowing that this particular person was going to be there as a guest speaker and I need to meet with them. I would get my money against his pre-marriage days, save my money, get my stuff together, get the cheapest plane that was going that way, get a hotel room that had clean sheets, clean towels, would show up in my best suit and a
Mm-hmm.
briefcase and a portfolio. And when that event was over, walk up to that person, make my way to the stage and say, "This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Will you help me?"
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was yes or no. And you know what? 99% of the time I was like, "Sure, I will. You that great?" I said, "I got my own hotel. I paid my way here. I may not have enough money to buy your books and materials because I got enough money to buy me some food tonight to eat, and I got to get my way back home tomorrow. But I came here to meet you. Will you help me?" And then don't just go to people and say, "Hi, will you help me?" No, come with something. Come with something in your hand. My other mentor, Valerie Daniels Carter, said, "Meet me halfway. At least buy a burger from one of my Whopper combo from one of my restaurants. Meet them halfway. Come to the table with something." You
Mm-hmm.
say, "I may not be able to afford this and that, this big package, but I can tell 50 people about what you got going. That may work out if I'm coming from." So just go to people and very simple. You don't need to have this long testimony. "I'm a Vietnam vet. We'll work for food." I'm just, "Hi, this is what I need. Can you help me? I may not be able to pay your full price, but this is what I can do." Norman Hutchins taught me that. Norman would would stay busy. God rest his soul. I think of Norman every single day, and he would stay busy singing around the country nonstop because he stopped charging these people like these other artists these big $10,000 and $20,000 prices. He would say, "What's your budget? Let me work with you. I'll work with you. I'll show up. Vicky Wine is anything. Let me work with you. What can you do? And let's see if we can work this out." And guess what? You eat nonstop. So when churches come and ministries come and they say we need this, we need that, no matter if you're in America, no matter if you're in Africa, no matter in Asia, where you at, come with something and we'll see if we can work it out. We can help you. That's how you do it. Will you help me?
That's good. That's good. I think you just have to have that courage, you guys, to just go and ask, basically. Even ministries that are doing well, mega ministries or larger ministries, it may be larger than your ministry, those of you watching, and it may be a great idea to take your team on a tour. Call the church office, the church secretary, or the media director, and say, hey, we have a startup ministry, we have a smaller church, and we just want to come and see how you guys do things. Even see if your group can go and sit in on a worship service. We have had at my home church, Temple of Deliverance in Memphis, mega ministry there, served under Bishop G. Patterson almost my whole life, almost. But I will say, we had so many people that would come into our control room and just sit and watch how we directed the broadcast, how we edited, how we ran our lighting, how we ran our sound. And they would just sit there in the back, and our media director and our pastor would allow that. So, you guys, you cannot be afraid to make those calls, to reach out in a very polished, professional way and just say, hey, we need some help. We would love to just glean from you guys. And another thing, don't be afraid to ask some of these larger ministries if they have equipment that they're no longer using.
That's the
And they,
key. That's the key,
yes,
right?
no longer using. No longer using, but a lot of ministries that are well established have storage rooms and rooms in their churches with equipment that they may not mind donating. I know a church, Faith Believers International Ministries in Memphis. I helped them launch their ministry from a branding perspective and media perspective. And they had a storage room full of equipment that another church blessed them with. They eventually outgrew that equipment and blessed another ministry with it. So it is possible to connect with another ministry to get what you need, for
I'm
sure.
gonna I'm gonna try something and see if this works. Uh,
I see it.
see if you can hit that button real quick.
All right, let's see.
Thank you. Resounding praise.
Is that like two? Let's see what she's saying.
Stand
Just
by
like the
three.
last gentleman
Three still
had
working.
said when he was playing his
Ready
guitar.
four? No, ready two.
This song,
There you go.
resounding
Two top
praise.
thinking.
If you just hear the word
Nice.
resounding, resounding, we know that the angels cry, holy,
Now,
holy.
let me tell you why I put that on.
I will bring to the Lord our King praise.
You start your move one,
Come on, y'all.
and you down to one. I see you when you don't move one. You can take that off. There is always somebody that I bring in the truck behind me who's learning how to do or wants to do television.
Mhm.
So when I'm directing a live show of that nature, I always have somebody behind me, an apprentice, a PA. Sometimes I will hire PAs knowing that they want to get in the industry to have them sit in the truck with me so they can learn. Because the guy named Bruce Gowers, God rest his soul too, who did the Essence Awards for CBS. I sat in the control room in Madison Square Garden in New York and learned from him how to do multi cameras, like 15 cameras. I learned how to direct live television productions from a guy named Bob Henry. I just found the original cassette. Bob Henry, I did a show called the Ebony and Jet Showcase for John Johnson for Ebony magazine, and it was like an award show, the Ebony Honors Awards, and Bob Robert, his name was, I think it's Robert, who was the director. He was the director, the original director of Sanford and Son, and he would direct television. So I said, "Can I?" Hear what I just said? Can I record your PL?
Mm.
One side being the program track of the show, and the left side being you directing to the cameras. He said, "Sure." I just found that cassette like literally last week. I dug it out and found it. What it is, it's the actual show itself, the music, the performance, everything. And on the left side of the tape is him calling the camera shots. I
Mm-hmm.
will take that cassette and play it in my car, close my eyes, and study. One, ready two, ready camera four, push to three, ready dissolve on six, end to six, ready four, stand by four, ready jib, come on jib. To learn how to do it. He gave me that chance because I asked for help. Will you show me? Can I do this? He told the engineer, hook up Steve's setup, whatever he wants for his cassette. And I got that cassette today. I'm going to convert that to MP3 so I can preserve it forever to show other people this is how you do live concerts and direct live television. And that's where I got it from, learning from the professionals here in Hollywood. But the gift was embedded to me at 9 years old.
So good. So good. So applying yourself and being willing to glean from someone else, all of that makes a difference. You guys, we have talked about so much. And I know Brother Steve has so many things to do. He is a husband, a father, and a business owner, and a leader of so many projects and programs. So we don't want to hold him too long. But if you do have a question, you have just a few more seconds to put it in the chat, and I'll be happy to post it for you. But I have gotten so many takeaways from this conversation, and we've talked about we've talked about
Really?
yeah, you've been on it. You've talked about agreement with the leadership of your ministry and just really denying yourself. You know, I shared in one of our previous episodes of Media Ministry Monday how I was serving under Bishop Patterson, very close relationship, and I wanted to have a smoke machine at my next youth event. I don't know what came over me because I had never, I don't know where that came from, but I just felt like, you know what? We got to reach the young people. So we need some smoke. We need smoke and lights. And
Jessica,
I
let
will
me
be honest. I'll be honest. At first, Bishop was like, okay, Sister Jessica, that's fine. Just let us know what it's going to be. I got a call not long after that, and they said, Bishop said, no smoke.
Jessica, I did a show where we had to, where, I got the smoke because I was the director. You weren't going to tell me no. And I had the budget. So I ordered a smoke machine, had them bring in this phone. It's called a fogger.
Mm-hmm.
See, the right thing to use, which I didn't have it then, was called a mister. You put a
Mm.
mist machine in there, not the smoke. Because I know you want the laser effect. So when the lights blend through, you see like a laser. Okay, here's what we did. So we get the machine, okay, we're going to do this live recording, and we turn the machine on to, slowly add the fog to the sanctuary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, we forgot the machine was on. We got wrapped up doing something else. When we opened the door, I ain't going to say what I want to say. Jessica, you thought, am I in heaven? I said,
The
but
rapture.
oh my gosh. Steve, turn it, unplug, I don't know how to turn, just unplug it. We had to open the doors, get fans, to get all that. We couldn't let the people in because it was all covered with smoke. So I learned then, get the mist machine, get the fogger with the mist, and that way it'd be a light mist. You get the same effect. When somebody said about that smoke machine, that's one of my biggest hiccups I've done, where I turned the machine on, forgot about it, and it was loaded. But yeah, you got to have that creativity and just be prepared for the no's.
That's
Pastor,
right.
don't get an attitude like, you don't know. Just be like, okay, Lord says no, because guess what? No, I can't tell that story because I get. But let me say that the pastor may say no today.
Right.
He may come back to you, and when he sees somebody else, he's like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you were talking about. I'm trying to tell you, and just be like, yes, sir, Pastor. You know what? That sounds like a great. That sounds like a good idea you came up with. No problem, Pastor. And you came up with that idea. That sounds good because be prepared for that.
Right.
When it's a hit, oh, it's the you already know. When it's a hit, it's the pastor's idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's jacked up,
It's your idea.
that's right. The idea was jacked up. Did you hear me, Caprice? Did you hear me, Samuel? You
I
hear me?
love that. I love that. Yeah, I was in my early 20s at that time, just on fire for the Lord and trying to reach my peers. And I'm grateful that Bishop had wisdom, because had I experienced what you experienced, I probably would have never served in youth ministry again.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of this. I can't do this no more.
I love it. Well, I want you to have an opportunity to share about your newest project, your newest initiative called the Church Family Directory. And I'm going to put a QR code up here for that. You guys can scan that QR code and it'll go straight to churchfamilydirectory.com. And we'll be able to you'll be able to rather go to that website and learn more. But Brother Steve, just tell us a little bit about Church Family Directory.
Church Family Directory was an idea God gave me where church folks can put their names in and network and connect with each other. Whether you're a school bus driver, a preacher, a teacher, a Sunday school teacher, a civic worker, you work at the Department of Water and Power, you work at Burger King, you work at Pizza Hut, you're a taxi cab driver, you're an evangelist, you're a bishop. If you go to church, put your name in there, let people know what you're doing, who you are, and network. Allow your churches. Right now, everybody who's watching this program in the replay, I'm going to unlock 25 free profiles right now. We'll unlock 25 free profiles. So go there, create a profile for free. We're going to unlock 25 right now and create a profile for free. And put your name, your picture, your church, your ministry, and then you can create one for your church. Have your church have their own profile, because we're going to do a national release to about, I think the email is going to go out to 500,000 people. We're going to do in the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be all over the world. So right now, before I do that major press release, go get one of those free profiles, put your name, your church, your ministry in there, and set it up and be able to network. And you want to subscribe. You do want to subscribe, because when you subscribe, you can put your information inside the national calendar as well. So
that is great. You guys, this is a great initiative, because if you are traveling and you're trying to find a singer, or you're trying to find a Christian makeup artist, or a musician, or just some type of particular person in a particular industry that is a Christian, or even a church, a specific type of a church, a pastor, a speaker, this is the directory. So you can scan that QR code at the top of the screen, and it'll take you straight to churchfamilydirectory.com, or you can just type in that URL and it will take you there. Brother Steve, I appreciate you so much for your time and just being with us tonight. You've got to come back. Will you come back? Will you do a few more with me at some point?
everything I do starts at 9 at night. Just kidding.
Oh!
I was waiting for that setup, but yeah, I'd love to come back. You and your brother and your mom and
Thank you.
and Bishop is just good people. We appreciate you down through the years. I remember you and I would be at the Stellar Award dinners, events. I will see you there, see your mom there. You're like, hi, brother Steve. I'm like, hi, good to see you. And you was always about media. You was always about making things happen. And you've grown up, and now you got married, it's your family, and you still making things happen. You still do, because that's dedication. You're dedicated to this cause. And let me say this to the people out there: there's nothing wrong with reinventing yourself every couple of years. You don't think this is old, this is antiquated, I'm going to die. No, reinvent. I was somewhere today, create something new again. You got to consistently reinvent yourself, consistently be out there. Reginald Hudlin was talking to me today. He said, Steve, you got to stay out there. You got to be in front of people's faces. That way they know that, oh, he retired, he gone on. No, I ain't. I'm still here. I'm still here. When you mess up, go to your person and say, hey, I messed up. So let me see how I can fix this, because you're going to mess up. There's a whole bunch of stuff I've messed up. I just go to people, get myself together, and say I screwed up, and let me see how I can fix it to try to make it right. Just do what you can, be honest, be open, and do the best you can, because what's for you is for what is for you. What God has for you is what God has for you, and don't be afraid. Go to the church family directory right now and join, sign, get the newsletter, put your name in there. I'm looking to Kate. Hold on, how many slots available right now? Okay, 22 slots available right now. So you want to go get the 21 slots. You want to go there now. If you're watching the replay, go there, try to get your a free profile set up, and then once you get your free profile, try it out for a day, and then go ahead and subscribe. That way you can get yourself connected into what we're doing here in Hollywood, California, and how we can be a blessing to you as well. We'd love to talk to you. I'll get off the air whenever she's done, because the wife has got my little daughter. I already know what they're doing. They're outside, probably playing before the sun goes down. But you know what? If you want to talk off the air, if you want to reach out to me, my number, toll free, 888-998-4677, 888-998-4677. Call me. You can email me. You can see me on Instagram, Bro Steve TV. You can see me on YouTube. As of, I think, Resurrection Day, we're at 3 million views on our YouTube channel, Bro Steve TV. So we're looking to hear from you. We're looking to connect with you. So just connect with us while we're live on the air. My number, 888-998-4677. To all the viewers and everybody out there watching our program, we want to connect with you as well.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful to have you on the show and looking forward to you coming back to share more. There's been so many nuggets. I'm even thinking about a time when you, and by the way,
Well, Monday nights are good. I can do the Monday night ministry. Just
yeah, I figured Monday night would be
not on when my show comes on, because we're gonna come on. We get ready to wrap up our new season. So
right.
and
I
I'm looking
wanted
for TV shows. I'm looking for some new shows to put on our network and some new ministries who want to be on television. So if your church is looking to get on television and you're like, I just can't afford those TV rates, come on over here. We got something for you on the new network. I'm gonna be a blessing to some people too as well.
Right. I wanted to say what the last note that you stated about reinventing yourself. That was one of the last things that Evangelist Joyce Rogers said to me. She preached at my home church, and she said, you know what? She said, Jess, just don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Because I was telling her at the time, I was like, well, I've done this. I hadn't done television hosting and producing yet, aside from just freelance on camera. But thankfully God opened the door for television through CBS, and I was able to work in that. But that's a great nugget, in reinventing yourself. So thank you, Brother Steve. I'm going to go ahead.
Before you jump off, let me give you some more on that. I just bought myself 3 more minutes. Let me give you some more on that. Have you seen Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on DVD lately?
Not lately, but I have seen it before.
But you have seen it, right? Have you seen Pinocchio on DVD lately?
No.
Okay. It's a technique that Disney does. Every 7 years, Disney re-releases the same movie right now. You ever see the commercial? Brand new and digitally remastered. It's the same movie from 1968. What they do is they re-release the same movie every 7 years because there's a whole new group of kids that's born. So you'll see Pinocchio now, and then it'll go away, and you won't see it for a couple more years. You'll see Snow White and Seven Dwarfs come out, and you won't see that. It's a technique of re-releasing the same movie. I use the technique. It works like a charm. I took the same DVD and re-release it. So what you do is you take what you already got. If you got that book out there, change the cover and re-release it. Because guess what? There's going to be a whole new group of people that haven't seen it before. Somebody came to me a day and said, Steve, so-and-so said they don't know you. And Watercall said they don't know you either. I said, yeah, that's true. They said, but all these other people know who you are. I said, right. I got work to do. There's 1.8 million people that don't know me. I got work to do. It's like, wow, I never thought about that way. I said, I thought of that years ago. That's why you where you are and I am where I am, because you got to think down the road and ahead. So you re-release stuff. Take the same song. My neighbor who used to live around the corner from me, God rest his soul. I'm not talking about a lot of dead people. They're my friends. I got live friends too. Was Andre Crouch. And Andre, I used to go to Andre's house. I would go to the church and he would just play. He played at the church saying, man, to me, a year before it came out. I'm working on this song. I'm working on this song right here. What do you think about it? Oh man, that's crazy hot. I'm gonna have Marvin Wine and sing it. You are? Yeah. Look at where this comes. It's the anthem. So, he took something that he wrote years ago and
Mhm.
put it out there, and it was perfect for that time. So don't be afraid to release some, to redrop some, change the package, change the look. It's the same book because it's going to be a whole different group of people that's going to see you that didn't see the first time.
I love that. We call that today repurposing content,
Yeah,
you know? So I'm going to put that here in the chat for you
that's the
guys.
new word, repurposing content. The old word is put it out again. So that's what that is. Put it
Yes,
out again. That's
yes, yes, yes.
that,
Put it
that's
out again.
what you want to do to keep yourself relevant, to keep yourself from the people, texting, calling, all that things of nature works very, very well. And I
Mhm.
think I'm on my phone line right now to only one call. So the first person that calls me when we get off the air, I'll take your call. That's all. I'm open to one phone call right now. That's what I'm gonna do. That way I'm gonna
One phone call.
one
Let me
one.
let me call. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right, brother Steve. Thank you so much once again. We are so grateful for your time, and we will see you another time right here on Jessica Grace Live's Media Ministry Monday. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you.
Yes. You guys, I appreciate you for being here. Listen, I've got to tell you, I have a very special initiative now. It's called Church Media Team Solutions and also Media Ministry Solutions. So if you don't have a church, but you are a part of a para ministry team, this is for you. We are equipping churches and para ministry media teams with modern media communication and creative strategies that strengthen outreach and elevate excellence in ministry. So, everything we talked about today is going to be available to you. You can sign up. We have a community, a training hub where I am sharing so many great tips and templates and resources and downloads for you. You'll get trainings, all of the above. It's amazing. Our next live training is absolutely free, and you can go to mymediaministry.net to sign up. That's mymediaministry.net. And I'm going to put the QR code right there so you can click that, you can scan that rather, and you'll be able to join. So once you go to mymediaministry.net, you'll be prompted to check out the services and sign up for whatever you want to inquire about. But you can also register for the free training. The free training is happening April 21st at 7:30 p.m. It will be live with me, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you resources for your content creation. I'm going to show you how to use easy tools to run your live stream. I'm going to show you how to organize your team, how to structure your team, how to have online tools in place so that you guys can be on the same page about building out your media team and your projects. We're talking structure, we're talking creativity, innovation, and we're talking tools and resources that you can use. So go right now, scan the QR code, and go to mymediaministry.net so that you can be a part of the next free training online April 21st. Yay! I'm excited, y'all. God is so good. And if you just apply yourself, he will bless the works of your hands. We already have people who are signing up. I have so many people who have already registered, people who have downloaded some resources. It is just absolutely fantastic. So you got to be a part of this project. Thank you all so much once again for being with me on Media Ministry Monday. I've got some other friends that are going to be joining us. If you are someone who wants to be in the hot seat, you want to be on the show and you want to be in the hot seat, What does that mean? You get to ask your questions live with me. You get to tell me about some of the challenges you guys are experiencing in your media team. And we're going to run it. We're going to run it back. We're going to run back what happened last Sunday. What happened last Sunday at church, or what happened in your last meeting? We're going to talk about it, and we're going to unpack and just really give you some solutions to your next service to make it great. So I want to bring you on the show. If you want to be in the hot seat, just DM me, direct message me, let me know, hey, Jess, I want to come on the show. I want to talk to you about our media team, what we're doing, and I want to get your feedback. DM me. I am here. I'm willing, able, and we're going to make it do what it do, as they say. I love you guys so much. Thank you once again for being with us right here on Media Ministry Monday.